Hello, guys. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to UEFA Champions League night. It's match day. It's Chelsea versus Benfica in the UEFA Champions League night as Jose Felix Mourinho returns to Stamford Bridge. It's going to be an interesting night of day in the UEFA Champions League night, and it's 6 matches. It's going to be an interesting night in the UEFA Champions League games tonight, as a couple of matches will be played in second round of match day one. Second round of match day one in the UEFA Champions League 2025-2026 Champions League season. Couple of matches will be going down in the UEFA Champions League, and the early kickoff that took place at 5:45 p.m. UK time saw Atlanta take on Club Brugge as Real Madrid traveled to Armenia to take on Kairat Almaty. And in that encounter, Atlanta defeated Club Brugge by 2 goals to 1 as Real Madrid went on to defeat Kairat by 5 goals to nothing, with Karim Benzema getting an hat-trick in that particular encounter. Couple of matches to go down tonight, and the matches to go down include Atletico Madrid, who host Eintracht Frankfurt. Bodo Glimt will host Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea welcome Benfica at the Stamford Bridge. Liverpool travel to Turkey to take on Galatasaray, while Inter Milan hosts Slavia Prague at the San Siro. Olympic Marseille will host Ajax at in France, while the Paphos of Cyprus welcomes Bayern Munich. Those are the matches that will be going down tonight. An update will be coming your way in all of these matches. But our key focus in tonight's encounter is Benfica versus Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. As one man who has been at the dugout for Chelsea Football Club, talking about Jose Felix Mourinho, has made a return to Stamford Bridge with Benfica Football Club. And tonight, he is the manager in charge of Benfica that will be taking on Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League game tonight. Both teams, like Jose Felix Mourinho said, both teams looking for wins after losing their first round of match in the UEFA Champions League. Chelsea went away to Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, and they lost that encounter by 3 goals to 1, while Benfica were defeated by Karabakh in front of their own fans by 3 goals to 2. And tonight is going to be an interesting one, as both Chelsea and Benfica are looking for their first win in the UEFA Champions League in 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League season. And those fixtures between those two has always been an interesting one to watch out for. If you talk about Benfica and Chelsea, in fact, in Chelsea history, Benfica have a part to play in that historic moment Chelsea had in 2012 when we take on. In that historic moment Chelsea had in 2012 when we lifted our first UEFA Champions League trophy. En route to the victory, Benfica was part of the team we actually played in the quarterfinal stage of the competition in 2012. Chelsea versus Benfica has always been an interesting one. Chelsea have met Benfica 4 times, and all 4 Chelsea have defeated Benfica. Historically was in 2012 when both teams met in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal stage, and in that competition and in that encounter, Chelsea first of all traveled to Benfica to take on Benfica in front of their own fan in that encounter, as Chelsea defeated Benfica by 1 goal to nothing. And that match came on the 27th of March in 2012. The only goal in that game was scored by Solomon Kalou, and that goal came in the 75th minute. And Chelsea hold on to defeat Benfica in that particular game by 1 goal to nothing. 4th of April was the return leg in that particular encounter at Stamford Bridge, as Chelsea hosted Benfica in the second leg of that UEFA Champions League in 2012, and Chelsea defeated Benfica by 2 goals to 1. Tonight, Chelsea will be hosting Benfica in the UEFA Champions League, but with a different manager at the dugout. Talking about Jose Mourinho, one man who had been at the bridge, one man who actually understood the bridge very well, one man who has been one of us and was nicknamed the special one at Stamford Bridge. Tonight, Chelsea host Benfica at Stamford Bridge in round 2 of the UEFA Champions League in match the 1. In 2013, Chelsea also met Benfica in the final of the Europa League. Chelsea dropped from the group stage of the UEFA Champions League and qualified to play in the Europa League in 2013 and went on to make it all the way to the final. And Benfica was our opponent in the final of the Europa League. And in that particular encounter, Chelsea took the lead at the 60th minute through Fernando Torres, and Benfica leveled up at the 88th minute from the spot kick. And in the 90th minute, Branislav Ivanovic scored the winning goal, and Chelsea defeated Benfica in the Europa League final by 2 goals to 1 and went on to lift the Europa League trophy in 2013, meaning Chelsea became the first team to lift the UEFA Champions League in 2012 and also lift the Europa League title in 2013. And the last meeting between Chelsea and Benfica took place recently in the Club World Cup. This was played on the 29th of June 2025 in the United States of America, as Chelsea went on to defeat Benfica by 4 goals to 1. So tonight is Chelsea versus Benfica, match round 2 of the UEFA Champions League encounter. It's the round 2 of the UEFA Champions League tonight, as Chelsea welcome Benfica with Jose Mourinho to Stamford Bridge in charge of Benfica. What do you make of this crunch encounter tonight? Do you see Chelsea picking all 3 points against their former manager? Talking about one man who is very tactical when it comes to his play. One man that knows how to defend very well and tells his team how to win game. One man who has been at the aim of affair, or who just took over the reign of affair at Benfica, has played 3 matches, 1-2 and 3-1 in his reign, yet to lose a match with Benfica after Benfica sacked their former manager, talking about Bruno Lage, that lost embarrassingly, that lost their game in an embarrassing fashion against Karabakh in front of the home fan. And that night, Benfica management wasted no time to actually show Bruno Lage the exit. And immediately, the service of Jose Felix Mourinho was employed. And Jose Mourinho has led Benfica to Stamford Bridge. And when Jose Mourinho arrived at Stamford Bridge, he has actually been saying a lot, because the media is one man that the media always like to engage, and one man that knows how to face the media and say things exactly just the way it is. One man that when he faces the media, he's so real and bring out the facts when it comes to football and football relating matter. Talking about Jose Felix Mourinho. And tonight, it will be at the dugout, it will be at the side of the line as Chelsea host Benfica at Stamford Bridge in what seems to be a must-win for both sides. Chelsea need all 3 points to keep their Champions League hope alive in the group phase, and Jose Mourinho with Benfica also needs all 3 points, having lost their first match to Karabakh. And tonight at the bridge, it's going to be a very tough one. 5 minutes to kick off as both teams will line up tonight. The lineup for this particular encounter has been out, and looking at the Chelsea lineup, I think it's going to be a very difficult match for Chelsea tonight, as a couple of players have not been declared fit. The likes of Joao Pedro, Moses Caicedo, and also Tosin Adarabioyo. All of those players have not been fit for Chelsea. But then Enzo Maresca has put up his selected 11 that will take on Jose Felix Mourinho in tonight's encounter. In goal is Robert Sanchez. Fullback is Malo Gusto and Marco Corella, while the centre backs is Trevor Chalobah and Benoit Badiachile. The two defensive midfield are Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo, while the attacking trio for Chelsea are Pedro Neto will operate from the right wing. Facundo Bononeto plays the central attacking midfield role, while Alejandro Garnacho plays from the left wing. Up front is Tyreek George. What do you make of Enzo Maresca starting 11 tonight against Benfica in the UEFA Champions League game? Because looking at this selection, I think there's a lot of loophole, except the players who just come alive in this particular encounter. No Rhys James in this particular game. The central attacking midfield role is given by the Brighton and Hove Albion that Chelsea secured in the deadline day of the transfer market on loan, talking about Facundo Bononote. And Tyreek George is preferred to play as a false nine for Chelsea, having McGew on the bench and also Jimmy Gittin all also on the bench, with Joao Pedro also on the bench, but was declared not fit, that he was only 50% fit. But I hope to see Joao Pedro will come in as a sub because he has not been fit for a couple of matches now. I must actually say it has actually been a tough time and a very difficult time for Chelsea. Injuries has actually been a very tough one for us. But like they will always say, injury is part of the game. And looking at Benfica, the way Jose Mourinho has set up his team, in goal is Tribune, the fullback is Dedic and Dahil, while the centre back is Otamendi and Silva. The two defensive midfield role is Rius and Barenecci, while the three attacking midfield for Benfica is Lukebabio and Sudolov and Hosnes. Up front is Pavlidis. So those are the starting 11 for Benfica. I really don't know Benfica players much because hardly do I watch the Portuguese league, except if they are taking on English team, and that's just the sincere truth I'm actually saying here. Thank you for stopping by. Please ensure to help me click the like button in order to get other viewers to connect. Tonight is the UEFA Champions League round of 2 match, and in match day 1, Chelsea will host Benfica in the Stamford Bridge. Another couple of matches will also be going down tonight. Couple of matches will also be going down in the UEFA Champions League match round 2. Atletico Madrid will host Eintracht Frankfurt. Bodo Glimt will host Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea welcome Benfica at Stamford Bridge. Galatasaray host Liverpool in Turkey. Inter Milan host Slava Prague, talking about the Czech Republic champion. Olympic Marseille host Ajax as Paphos of Cyprus play host to Bayern Munich. It's the UEFA Champions League night, match round 2 and match day 1. It's the round 2 of the UEFA Champions League match tonight. And match day 1, I've seen a couple of matches going down. Early kickoff today saw Atlanta play host to Club Brugge of Belgium, and Real Madrid travel to Armenia to take on Kairat Almaty. And in that encounter, Club Brugge defeated and in that encounter, Atlanta defeated Club Brugge by 2 goals to 1, while Real Madrid hammered the Armenian champion by 5 goals to nothing, with Karim Benzema getting an hat-trick in that particular encounter. The players are out in Stamford Bridge, and soon it will be kickoff as Chelsea host Benfica. What an historic game this will remind us of, because in 2012, these two, talking about Chelsea and Benfica, actually met in the UEFA Champions League in 2012. And one thing was actually sure. Chelsea went on to defeat Benfica in that particular encounter in the quarterfinal, and the rest is history as Chelsea went on to lift the trophy in 2012, defeating Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. UEFA Champions League matches kick off tonight, and all matches have just been kicked off. Chelsea host Benfica. Jose Mourinho return to Stamford Bridge. Will Chelsea be able to defeat their former boss? Talking about Jose Mourinho, one man who is very tactical, one man whose philosophy in football is about winning, one man that actually knows the dugout of Chelsea Football Club very well. So we hope to see. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. Let me try and fix this connection. It's actually not connecting, and the matches have actually kicked off. All the games tonight have kicked off, and we hope to see. It's UEFA Champions League match tonight as Chelsea host Benfica in Stamford Bridge. What do you make of all the games going down tonight? Will Chelsea be able to defeat Benfica tonight? Will Chelsea be able to defeat Benfica tonight? What is your take? Jose Mourinho is the man in charge of Benfica, and he he makes his return back to Chelsea to take on Chelsea Football Club in tonight's encounter. Is Benfica versus Chelsea. That fixture is historic to us because it was pathway for us lifting the UEFA Champions League trophy in 2012. So, what do you make of this encounter tonight? Do you see Chelsea defeating Benfica? Do you see Chelsea defeating Benfica? Just less than 5 minutes of play, the goals have started coming in. In Spain, Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. What is going on? Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Eintracht Frankfurt in less than 5 minutes of play. I still not connecting. It's match day in the UEFA Champions League. Chelsea host Benfica in Stamford Bridge. What do you make of this encounter tonight as Chelsea takes on their former boss, talking about Jose Mourinho, that have led the Benfica team to, to, to England to take on Chelsea? This encounter has always been a memorable one. Olympic Marseille have taken the lead against Ajax in France. Olympique Marseille 1, Ajax nil. The goal have just started coming in less than 10 minutes as Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Eintracht Frankfurt of Germany, and Olympique Marseille also have taken the lead against Ajax. Do you see Chelsea winning tonight? Do you see Chelsea winning tonight? Do you see Chelsea winning tonight? Can Chelsea defeat Mourinho tonight? Yes or no? Let's have your poll. Can Chelsea defeat Jose Mourinho tonight? Let's have your poll. You can vote in. You can vote there in the poll. Can Chelsea defeat Jose Mourinho Benfica tonight? This clash between these two has always been a tough one. It's an historic fixtures when it comes has to do with Chelsea Football Club. In 2012, when Chelsea lifted the UEFA Champions League trophy, Benfica was one of those obstacles we actually passed through in 2012 in the quarterfinal stage. Chelsea defeated Benfica at home by 2 goals to 1 and away from home by 1-0, and went on to lift the trophy for the first time in 2012. And Chelsea were crowned champion of Europe for the first time in 2012. What do you make of this encounter tonight? Do you see Chelsea defeating Benfica again? Because Chelsea versus Benfica has always been an interesting fixture. Both teams have met 4 times, and 4 times Chelsea have defeated Benfica. In 2012, Chelsea defeated Benfica in the quarterfinal stage, home and away, 1-0 away from home and 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea were through to the next round of the competition in 2012 as they went on to lift the trophy for the very first time. In 2013, Chelsea versus Benfica in the Europa League final as Chelsea went on to defeat Benfica in the Europa League final by 2 goals to 1. It has always been an interesting fixture, and Benfica has always been finding it tough to play against Chelsea. And the recent defeat to Benfica came in the Club World Cup as Chelsea defeat Benfica in the Club World Cup by 4 goals to 1. And Chelsea went on to lift the Club World Cup and was actually awarded with the golden badge on Chelsea home team jersey. And that golden badge will be on our jersey for the next 4 years. Thank you very much for stopping by to actually watch this live stream. It's match day 2 of the UEFA Champions League. It's match round 2 and match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League group phase at the bridge as Chelsea host Benfica in Stamford Bridge. A couple of matches also going down tonight. Atletico Madrid welcome Eintracht Frankfurt, and already Atletico Madrid have taken the lead in that particular encounter. Tottenham travel to Norway to take on Bodo Glimt. Chelsea versus Benfica at Stamford Bridge as Liverpool travel to Turkey to take on Galatasaray at Istanbul. Inter Milan play host to Slava Prague, the Czech Republic champion, at San Siro, while Olympique Marseille welcome Ajax in France, and Paphos welcome Bayern Munich at the Cyprus Stadium. Tonight, it's the UEFA Champions League night. Chelsea versus Benfica. Chelsea versus Jose Felix Mourinho. What do you make of this encounter tonight? What do you make of this encounter tonight? Do you see Chelsea defeating their former boss, talking about Jose Felix Mourinho, because both teams going into this particular encounter, both teams are in their need of all 3 points. Both teams are in their need of all 3 points to actually keep their UEFA Champions League hope alive in the group phase, as Chelsea lost their first opening match to Bayern Munich 3-1 at the Allianz Arena, and also Benfica lost their opening match at home to Karabakh, the Azerbaijan champion, and that was what led to the sacking of Bruno Lage before Jose Felix Mourinho was employed as the new Benfica boss. And tonight is Chelsea versus Benfica. Who do you think will carry the day? Who do you think will carry the day? Your vote can be as good as mine. You can cast your vote there in that poll. Do you see Chelsea defeat Jose Felix Mourinho tonight? Let's have the conversation in the chat box, as we are going to be having that time to actually share idea in the UEFA Champions League match. And tonight, interesting matches going down in round 2 of the UEFA Champions League. So far, over 10 minutes played, and it's Atletico Madrid 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 0, Bodo Glimt 0, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 0, Benfica 0, Galatasaray 0, Liverpool 0, Inter Milan 0, Slava Prague 0, Olympique Marseille 1, Ajax 0, Paphos 0, Bayern Munich 0. So the goals are scarce to come tonight, as only 2 teams have actually taken the lead. Talking about Atletico Madrid, who have taken the lead against Eintracht Frankfurt, and also Olympique Marseille that have taken the lead against Ajax. And at Stamford Bridge, it's still goalless as Chelsea play host to Benfica. Talking about Jose Mourinho Benfica, and it's the second leg of the group phase of the UEFA Champions League. What do you make of this encounter tonight? It has always been an historic game between Benfica and Chelsea. En route to 2012 victory that Chelsea lifted the trophy in 2012 for the first time, Benfica was part of those that Chelsea defeated on the way to lift that particular trophy. Chelsea actually played Benfica in the quarterfinal stage of that competition. At home, Chelsea defeated Benfica by 2-1 and went away to defeat them 1-0 in front of their own fan. And that was how Chelsea scaled through to the next round. And the rest is history, as Chelsea lifted the UEFA Champions League trophy. And tonight again, in match day 2, round 2, match day 1. In the round 2, match day 1, of the UEFA Champions League game 2025-2026. Chelsea play host to Benfica. Who do you think will carry the day? And who do you think will have all 3 points? As both teams are looking for their 3 points, for the first 3 points in this season UEFA Champions League. And don't forget, early kickoff in round 2 game saw Atlanta play host to Club Brugge as Real Madrid also traveled to Armenia to take on Kairat Almaty. And guess what? Real Madrid defeated Kairat by 5 goals to nothing as Kylian Mbappe, that one man that cannot stop scoring, got a hat-trick in that particular game. And also Atlanta came from behind to defeat Club Brugge by 2 goals to 1. And that was the early kickoff in match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League round 2 matches. And tonight is the UEFA Champions League, Chelsea versus Benfica in Stamford Bridge with Jose Mourinho factor. Will Chelsea defeat Benfica tonight? Having faced with some challenges, injury problem facing the player. Rhys James, Moses Caicedo, and Joao Pedro were all not fully fit to play the game. But Moses Caicedo, being the Iron Man, was able to make the selection. And that is why tonight, Tyreek George is being seen as a false nine for Chelsea in this particular game. But the question I'm asking, why Tyreek George when you have McGeough in the team, when you have McGeough in the squad? Let's not forget, McGeough is yet to play a game for Chelsea, and it was because Liam Delap sustained injury in one of our EPL match against Fulham, and McGeough was recalled back from his loan move to Sunderland, and yet he has not been picked for selection in any Chelsea game so far this season. What is Enzo Maresca actually doing? What is Enzo Maresca actually thinking? Because the Tyreek George in question, if you love Tyreek George that much, if Enzo Maresca feels Tyreek George is that good, why then did you wanted to sell him? This is one player that would have been a full-arm player today if there was still 5 minutes left in the transfer window for the paperwork to be signed. And it is because the paperwork was not signed, that deal was cancelled. And that was how Tyreek George remains in. That was how Tyreek George remained in Chelsea in Stamford Bridge. And ever since that deal was cancelled, Enzo Maresca have been using Tyreek George against top left wingers, talking about Alejandro Garnacho and Jimmy Gittins, whom Chelsea spent over 95 million euro to buy during the summer. And fortunately for Alejandro Garnacho, he started the game today in the left wing, and Jimmy Gittins is seated on the bench and Tyreek George is preferred over Jimmy Gittins. Do you think the selection of Enzo Maresca will give Chelsea the needed 3 points tonight? So far, the game is still goalless at Stamford Bridge, as Chelsea is actually trying to see how they will push on this one. The statistics so far in this particular encounter, Chelsea have had 3 shot attempts on goal. Also, Benfica have had 3 shot attempts on goal. 3 shot attempt at goal. Shot on goal, Benfica have had 2. Chelsea is yet to have any shot on target. Shot off target, Chelsea 3, Benfica just 1. Free kick, Chelsea have had 2 free kicks and Benfica 1. Ball possession, Chelsea, of course, in possess of the game, 68% ball possession to Chelsea and 32 ball possession to Benfica. And so far, in the first half of this particular encounter, Chelsea hold possession and Chelsea have had the highest number of passes, and it's a goal. A goal has been scored at Stamford Bridge. A goal has been scored at Stamford Bridge, and let's see how this will be. A goal has been scored at Stamford Bridge. Unfortunately, it's an own goal. Chelsea take the lead against Benfica. The pressure has been much, there's no doubt. The pressure has been much, and Chelsea have the lead through an own goal from the talking about the one of the midfielders of Benfica, and it was just in that spot when the ball came in and deflected inside the net. It's an own goal as Chelsea have taken the lead in Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil with about 20 minutes of play in this encounter. Chelsea have opened the scoring through an own goal. Actually, the goal was expected because the pressure Chelsea is mounting a score. Brilliant one, brilliant effort from Neto. Thank you very much, Joseph Ezekiel. That was a brilliant effort, and that goal actually took that deflection and it went into the net. And it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Garnacho having a very good impact there. Good one, I must say. Good one, I must say. Jose Mourinho, the camera just faced Jose Mourinho and he looks at it. But then it's Chelsea. Come on, Jose, you know better. This is your home where you actually does a lot of great things. Arguably, Jose Mourinho is one of the greatest manager in Chelsea football history. I haven't come here to win lots of trophy with Chelsea Football Club. And indeed, I must say, it's an interesting one. Chelsea have the lead at Stamford Bridge after 20 minutes of play. Is Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. And let's take a look at other places where game is going down. Atletico Madrid still playing 1-0 against Atletico Madrid is still having the 1-0 lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham 0-0. Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Galatasaray have taken the lead against Liverpool. It's going to be a tough one tonight for Liverpool. Having lost their last match in the Premier League to Crystal Palace, and tonight in round 2 of the UEFA Champions League game tonight, Galatasaray have taken the lead. And guess who the goal scorer is? None other than the Nigeria international, talking about Victor Osimhen. VO9 has given Galatasaray the lead from the spot. And it is Galatasaray 1, Liverpool nil. It's definitely going to be a long night there at Istanbul. One memorable ground that Liverpool actually went on to lift their trophy also against AC Milan. It's a familiar arena for Liverpool. But let's see if they are going to get back into this one, as the Nigerian international Victor Osimhen has given Galatasaray the lead. Is Galatasaray 1, Liverpool nil. Other games still goalless in Italy, as Inter Milan and Slava Prague are still playing goalless. In France, Marseille have doubled the lead. Olympique Marseille 2, Ajax nil. While in Cyprus, where Bayern Munich have actually traveled to take on Paphos, already over 20 minute play, is Bayern Munich 2, Cyprus nil. Goals from Hurricane and Guerrero. And this is interesting. It was actually going to happen because Bayern Munich is definitely going to run riot against the Cyprus champion, talking about Paphos. So far, that is the situation. Our main focus is in Stamford Bridge, as Jose Felix Mourinho has been in the spotlight. One man that arrived Stamford Bridge, and I've been talking. One good thing I so much love and admire about Jose Felix Mourinho, when he is talking football, he states the obvious. He states things naturally the way it is. He was asked about the Roman Abramovich era during his time, and his response actually caught me. He said, Roman Abramovich Chelsea, my Chelsea, the winning Chelsea, the Chelsea that I set the template. He actually set the template, and of course he did, and went on to win trophies. Other managers, the likes of Carlo Ancelotti, Antonio Conte, and Thomas Tuchel, was also in that ranks as they went on to lift trophy during the Roman Abramovich era, and he described Chelsea as a winning machine. Jose Mourinho actually said lots of stuff, and he also went on to say the Chelsea today is big because he make them big. And also, Jose Mourinho is big today because Chelsea actually make him big. Interesting stuff coming from Jose Felix Mourinho. And he was also asked about the Clay Bolly model. And he said he knows nothing about the model because looking at Chelsea from outside in, what he was actually seeing was a club that have actually lost their identity, was a club that actually have no philosophy. And definitely that was actually spot on. Jose Felix Mourinho was spot on in his comment when being asked. And at that point, when Clay Lake actually took over Chelsea between 2022 and 2024, between 2022 to 2024, Chelsea have no identity when it comes to philosophy of playing football. And what happened? Thomas Tuchel was sacked because they feel it doesn't fit in their project coming in. And who did they hire? They hired the services of Graham Potter. And Graham Potter, as Chelsea manager, believe me, no disrespect to Graham Potter, but as a manager, he has no identity, he has no philosophy, he has nothing when it comes to football. I just think Graham Potter should have been good as a PhD teacher. Believe me, no disrespect to him, but during his time as Chelsea manager, like Jose Felix Mourinho said, we were lacking identity. Not until Enzo Maresca comes in and actually tried to put things his own way. With lots of players that Chelsea actually signed, and some players were actually given out on loan, some were sold. Enzo Maresca tried his best to ensure that he actually fixed things, brought in his idea, and gave back Chelsea the identity we actually knew for. And what is that identity? It's all about winning. Enzo Maresca went on to lift the Conference League last season, which a lot of people will say is Conference League. And like I described it, being in the Conference League was not bad. If we had not won that Conference League, that is where I would have said the whole situation has been terribly worse. Because, like Jose Mourinho said, the Conference League is meant for the big boys to win. It's one of the easiest trophy to win. And absolutely, Mourinho was spot on. Chelsea went on to lift that trophy with Chelsea went on to lift the Conference League trophy, and that actually brought back one kind of confidence and gave Chelsea back their identity. And according to Jose Mourinho, that actually brought Chelsea back on track. And we actually saw that as it plays out. After that win, Chelsea went to the Club World Cup in the United States and went on to lift that trophy again. But it has been an interesting one. Chelsea were looking like a team we have always known for to be in the past, playing beautifully and defending very well. But then along the line, going into the season, injury worries struck in. First, during the preseason, the two matches we had in the preseason, Levi Colwill was diagnosed of ACL, anterior cruciate ligament injury, and will be out for majority of the season. This was a clear sign that Chelsea needed to go into the market to get defenders. But the club felt Chelsea was okay in terms of the squad available. And my worry has always been when we say Chelsea are okay, at the defense line, we have never been okay. We have never been okay because the defense line, Chelsea defense line, lack leadership. It lacks that one man that will give the control at the center back when Chelsea are moving forward. Because Rhys James being the team captain, I'm not saying he's not providing leadership. He is. But Rhys James is Is a right wing, is a right back. He plays as a right back and also force attack when going forward. Interesting footballer, good to always see because Rhys James is one player, arguably the best right back if he's fully fit. Rhys James, arguably the best right back in world football today because going forward, excellent. His crosses is just exceptional, and we have seen that in a couple of matches. And Chelsea have been hit with several injuries worries in the defense line. But their Chile actually playing today has been out with several injuries. The last match he came in as a as a substitute against Brighton and Hove Albion was his first game. And today he's starting the UEFA Champions League game against Benfica tonight. We just hope Chelsea will be able to double the lead tonight and went on to get all 3 points against Jose Felix Mourinho Benfica. Okay, so far at the bridge, it's still 1-0 after half an hour being played. It's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Let me bring you up to speed with other scoreline within the UEFA Champions League match round 2 that is going down tonight. Atletico Madrid still lead Eintracht Frankfurt by 1-0. Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham Hotspur still goalless. Chelsea versus Benfica is 1-0 in favor of Chelsea. Galatasaray leads Liverpool 1-0. Inter Milan finally have gotten a goal, and it's Inter Milan 1, Slava Prague 0. Olympic Marseille is definitely running riot on Ajax Football Club of Netherlands. It's Marseille 3, Ajax 0. And Pafos also is collecting from FC Bayern Munich as one man, talking about Nicholas Jackson, that left Chelsea Football Club, have entered the score sheet in the 31st minute. So it's Bayern Munich 3 and Pafos 0. We'll see how this is going to play out tonight in the UEFA Champions League. And the only place goal have not been scored is in Norway, where Bodo Glimt actually taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Every other venue I've seen goals actually coming. Let's not forget the early kickoff in the UEFA Champions League tonight saw Atlanta defeated Club Brugge by 2-1, coming from behind to defeat them 2-1, while Real Madrid went away to defeat Kairat by 5-0. Atletico Madrid has doubled their score, has doubled their lead, 2-0 at the Metropolitan Stadium in Spain. Is Atletico Madrid 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. So far at Stamford Bridge, it's still goalless. It's still 1-0 between Chelsea versus Benfica. Jose Mourinho will be looking to see how to turn things around with his boys, as Chelsea are still very much in control of the game in Stamford Bridge. So far, the statistics favors Chelsea. But in this encounter, Chelsea is yet to take a corner. The only corner in this particular game has gone the way of Jose Felix Mourinho Benfica. Shot attempt on goal, Benfica 5, Chelsea 4. Then shot on goal, Benfica have had 2 shots on goal, and Chelsea have had just 1. Off target, Chelsea 3 off target, while Benfica 2. Block shot, Benfica have actually had 1 block shot, while Chelsea yet, which means Chelsea defense line so far is quite doing very well. Free kicks, Benfica have had 5 free kicks, while Chelsea 3. And Chelsea is still in ball possession in Stamford Bridge, 62 against 38. And the number of passes, Chelsea have actually thrown 235 passes, while Benfica just have 150 passes. And pass success, Chelsea had 91% pass success, while Benfica have 85. It's still going down in Stamford Bridge as Chelsea lead Benfica by 1-0. If you are just joining me, it's the UEFA Champions League night as Chelsea hosts Benfica in Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea is leading by 1-0. So, what do you make of this encounter tonight? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? You can cast your vote at the poll as Chelsea is leading so far Do you see Chelsea maintaining it and not falter in this particular encounter? Because several matches, the last 3 matches Chelsea have actually played, it has always been Chelsea losing up and giving the opponent the advantage. Against Manchester United, we actually saw that when Robert Sanchez was actually sent off in that particular game a last for a last man goal, obstructed goal against Brian Mbeumo, and it was shown the exit. Against Brighton at the bridge, Trevor Chalobah committed a professional foul and as a defender obstructed a goal scoring opportunity. It was actually sent off in that particular encounter. Is Chelsea going to be well disciplined tonight in the defense line against Jose Mourinho's side? What is your thoughts? Drop your comment down below. So far, how will you assess the Chelsea defense line of Badiashile and Trevor Chalobah with Marc Cucurella running things at the left flank there alongside with Alejandro Garnacho? And in the right back, talking about Rhys James and Pedro Neto connecting pretty well there in that particular game. Do you see Chelsea maintaining this composure and going on to pick all 3 points against Jose Felix Mourinho? Or will Chelsea falter again? Drop your thoughts down below. Let's have the conversation going on there. So Chelsea still lead 1-0, and in other venue, let me bring you up to speed with what is going on in other venue. Atletico Madrid have doubled their lead. It's Atletico Madrid 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Still goalless in Norway as Bodo Glimt and Tottenham Hotspur still play zeros. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 2, Slava Prague 0. Marseille 3, Ajax 0. Pafos 0, and Bayern Munich 4. And Harry Kane have gotten a brace tonight. Both Harry Kane and Nicholas Jackson are in the lineup for Bayern Munich, and both have been in the score sheet, with Harry Kane getting a brace and Nicholas Jackson getting a goal to his credit. And good one for Nicholas Jackson. He's actually doing everything in his power to ensure he actually remains in Germany with Bayern Munich. So far, that is the latest in all the venue that is coming in. And here in Stamford Bridge, where our focus have been, Chelsea still lead Benfica by a goal to nothing with about 40 minutes played so far in this encounter. With just about 40 minutes played. It's 38 minutes at the clock, but soon to be 40 minutes. And Chelsea leads Benfica by a goal to nothing. What do you make of this encounter tonight? What do you make of this encounter? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? Because it's a well-needed, Chelsea need this 3 points to keep our Champions League qualification to the next round alive. We need all 3 points, just the way Benfica also need it, having lost their first game. But at least we should take the advantage playing at home here against Jose Felix Mourinho Benfica. We should have the advantage playing this game. So, what do you make of this game tonight? Do you see Chelsea taking all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea taking all 3 points? Drop your comment down below. Let the conversation go on from there. And so far, who have impressed you the most in this game? Who have actually impressed you the most in this game? Either from the Chelsea side or from Benfica side. Who have impressed you the most in the game? Because so far, the statistics favors Chelsea. But do you think so far the best player have been in the Chelsea team? Drop your thoughts down below. Let the conversation keep going on. Let's see how that will definitely play out. So it's still 1-0 in favor of Chelsea. Benfica. A defeat to Benfica tonight will make it 5 times that Chelsea have met Benfica, and 5 times Chelsea have defeated them. Chelsea met Benfica in 2012 in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Historic year, I must always emphasize that, because that was the year Chelsea lifted our first UEFA Champions League trophy. We met Benfica in the quarterfinal stage. At home, Chelsea defeated them by 2-1, and away from home, Chelsea defeated Benfica by 1-0. Chelsea qualified to the semi-final in that particular encounter and went on to defeat FC Barcelona in the semi-final before lifting the trophy against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. What a year it was for Chelsea. It was very historic. And seeing Benfica visit Stamford Bridge today brings back memory of the UEFA Champions League in 2012. It was indeed a very tough one, but Chelsea triumphed against all odds, because in 2012, no one actually gave Chelsea the chance going all out to lift the trophy, but Chelsea did. In 2013, Chelsea met with Benfica again in the Europa final. That season, 2012, 2013, 2014, UEFA Champions League, Chelsea dropped from the group stage. Chelsea did not qualify from the group stage, so we dropped from the group stage. I haven't finished third with 10 points. That is still fresh in my memory. I can remember that like yesterday. We have 10 points in our group, but we did not qualify from the group stage. And as such, Chelsea dropped from the group stage to take part in the Europa League in 2013. And it was interesting in that particular competition, as Chelsea went all the way, having dropped from the group stage of the UEFA Champions League, made it all the way to the final in the Europa League. As at then, it was the UEFA Cup. Chelsea made it all the way to the Europa League and went on to lift that trophy, defeating Benfica in the final 2-1 in that particular encounter. Fernando Torres gave Chelsea the lead, and Benfica equalized at the 88th minute with what seems like the game will be going into extra time. But then Branislav Ivanovic gave Chelsea the winner with a strong header at the 90th minute. And Chelsea went on to lift that trophy again, having defeated Benfica in the final by 2-1. And the recent defeat Chelsea defeated Benfica was in the Club World Cup, as Chelsea ran riot at Benfica Bruno Lage as at that time, defeating Benfica by 4-1 in the just concluded Club World Cup in the United States before the season kickoff. And today, Chelsea is taking on Benfica again in round 2, match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League game at Stamford Bridge. And so far, the score still remains Chelsea 1, Benfica 0 in Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0 after 40 minutes of play in the clock. After 40 minutes of play, Chelsea still lead. In fact, Chelsea have been having the possession, pressing real hard, pressing Benfica real hard, haven't played our first corner in the game. And so far, Chelsea possession in the game is 65% to 35%, with 302 passes as against 163 and 92% pass accuracy. Chelsea have been all over the place against Benfica tonight in the UEFA Champions League. And as we approach the end of the first half, who has impressed you the most in this first half encounter between Chelsea versus Benfica? As I take you through the rundown of the result of other matches, please drop your comment down below. Let the conversation continue from there. Other venues still sees Atletico Madrid leads Eintracht Frankfurt by 2-0, as Bodo Glimt and Tottenham Hotspur are still playing goalless. Chelsea 1, Benfica, nil. Galatasaray, 1, Liverpool, nil. Inter Milan, 2, Slava Prague, nil. Olympic Marseille, 3, Ajax, nil. Pafos, nil. Bayern Munich, 4. I think one interesting game is what is going down at Istanbul. Uh, Liverpool have been doing more of the playing, but Galatasaray have the advantage. They got a penalty, and the Nigerian international, talking about Victor Osimhen, which I popularly call VO9, stepped up confidently, converted the goal from the spot, and gave Galatasaray the lead. And let's look at how Liverpool filed out in this particular encounter. Liverpool filed out in 4-2-3-1 formation in this particular game. Wow. Now I'm beginning to see what is going on here. The fullback have Soboslai and Kekes. The center back is Virgil van Dijk and Konote. The two-seated defensive midfielder for Liverpool is Jones and Ryan Gravenberch. And the three attacking midfield trio is Gakpo playing from the left wing, Florian Weiss playing as the central attacking midfielder, and Jeremy Frimpong playing as a right wing. And up front is Hugo Ekitike. No Mohamed Salah in this particular encounter. Probably Annie Slot will want to actually win this particular game from the bench, because in bench for Liverpool we have the 150 million euro man, talking about Alexander Isak. Mohamed Salah is still on the bench. Alex McAllister on the bench. And also Conor Bradley is also on the bench. Maybe the bench could just make the changes, could just turn things around for Liverpool. One would have been wondering why Mo Salah didn't actually start the game. Probably not fully fit, but there was no prior information to that to know whether Mohamed Salah was actually suffered any setback when it comes to injury or not. But Arne Slot, who is the manager in charge, knows what's best and decided to go with the selection, while Mohamed Salah and Alexander Isak will start from the bench. Hopefully, they will come up in the second half of that particular encounter. A goal has been scored in one venue, none other than the Metropolitan Stadium in Spain, as Atletico Madrid has gotten the third goal. And it's Atletico Madrid 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. And in most of the venue, the whistle has actually gone down for halftime. And in Stamford Bridge, soon it will be halftime in Stamford Bridge. As in Spain, at halftime, Atletico Madrid 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Bodo Glimt 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. It's halftime already at Stamford Bridge as the referee has sounded his whistle. It's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. In Turkey, yet the referee yet to end the first half. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 2, Slava Prague 0. Olympic Marseille 3, Ajax 0. Pafos have actually got one back against Bayern Munich, and now it's Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 4, as they have actually gone into the break in that particular encounter. Shortly, I'm going to bring you all the halftime score in this particular game. And so far, the focus have been in Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea hosts Jose Mourinho Benfica. And it has been an interesting first half in this particular game as Chelsea went into the break with the 1-0 lead. And it was an interesting pressure from Pedro Neto alongside Garnacho, giving the Benfica defense line much of work to do. And Chelsea went up through an own goal of the Benfica defender. And it's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0 at halftime. So, who have actually impressed you the most in the first half of this particular encounter, and who have been your star man so far in this particular game? And also coming into the second half of the game, do you see Mourinho turning things around against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge? Do you see Mourinho turning things around against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge? Drop your comment and your thoughts down below. I mean, it's definitely going to be read out, and let's have to share ideas in this particular game that is going down tonight. And also, I bring you result, halftime score of other venue, so you can also have your say to know, to see how things are definitely going. And in all the venue, it's halftime already, except in one particular encounter, talking about Galatasaray versus Liverpool, where the halftime is, the referee is yet to end the game in that particular encounter. Probably they started a bit late, 3 minutes added time in that particular encounter, and they're in the final minute of the 3 minute added time. And soon the referee will sound halftime whistle in that game. And all the halftime score line will be brought to you in this particular game. So, in the Chelsea game, which is our key focus tonight, who have actually impressed you tonight in this particular game? Who have actually impressed you tonight? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? The poll is there. You can as well vote if Chelsea can defeat Jose Mourinho tonight, yes or no. And also, let me ask the question. Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea? Do you see Chelsea getting all 3 points tonight? Do you see Chelsea getting all 3 points tonight? Let's have the conversation from there. Because if we look at Chelsea previous 4 games, let's start from the EPL. Away to Brentford at the Brentford Community Stadium. Brentford took the lead early enough and Chelsea fought back. And in the 85th minute, Moses Caicedo gave Chelsea a comeback, what would have been a complete comeback in that particular game. And it was 2-1 late in that game. And in the 90th plus 3 minutes, Chelsea defense line slipped and Carvalho leveled up for Brentford, and it was 2-2 in that particular game. And the following game was our first Champions League encounter at the Allianz Arena, a memorable ground, a memorable stadium for Chelsea Football Club, where we actually won our first UEFA Champions League trophy. And Chelsea went to the Allianz Arena, lost to Bayern Munich by 3-1. Still defensive blunder. And we actually saw how that happened. All 3 goals that Bayern Munich scored were given away by Chelsea defense line. And you dare not make such mistake against a team like Bayern Munich with the firepower of Harry Kane and with the tricky movement of Michael Olise and also the pace of Luis Diaz. You dare not make such mistake. And Serge Gnabry also there, still in that attacking role for Bayern Munich. And they capitalized on those mistakes that Chelsea actually made. And Bayern Munich defeated Chelsea by 3-1. Returning back to the EPL, one would have thought that Chelsea will have it juicy at Old Trafford because Manchester United have been struggling. Prior to that particular encounter, after Manchester City defeated Manchester United by 3-0, one would have thought that Chelsea going to Old Trafford would have been a one-way traffic, though a game to play. But then, with Manchester United in such how would I even describe it? With Manchester United in such form that have not been equal in anything, Chelsea went on to mess up in the defense line, with Robert Sanchez getting a straight red card in the 3rd minute of that particular game. And the red card was no longer now in the picture of what has transpired. It was what transpired in that particular game. But the decision the manager actually took after that game was what actually killed the game completely. He went on to remove all his attacking player that actually started the game, talking about Estavo William, Pedro Neto, and Cole Palmer, bringing in Tosina Darabioyo, Andres Santos, to actually want to defend. What were you defending? And Manchester United capitalized on that numerical advantage, got two quick goals. Bruno Fernandes put Manchester United in front before uh, Casemiro headed down the second goal. And that was how Chelsea struggled all through that particular game. And in the 45th minute of the first half, 45 plus 5 minutes added time, because 8 minutes was added in the first half of that particular encounter. Casemiro got a second yellow and was sent off. Manchester United were now down to 10 men, just like Chelsea. But this is where I became very worried. I was worried because at this point in time, we have no firepower going forward, having substituted all the firepower from that particular encounter. How do we come back into the game? The first half ended, Chelsea returned into the second half, having gone down, balance in numerical value, 10 versus 10. Chelsea were now in control of the game with full possession, playing Manchester United all round. But then we lack the cutting edge. We lack the creativity going forward, because all the arsenal, all the weapon we should have used in the second half was already substituted because of the fear of Enzo Maresca in that particular game. Chelsea went on to lose that game 2-1 to Manchester United. And the latest happened here at Stamford Bridge, where we are actually taking on Benfica. Chelsea went up 1-0 after a beautiful cross from Reece James that connect Enzo Fernandez, putting Chelsea in front. But what happened next? In the second half of the game, Trevor Chalobah, another silly mistake, fouled the Brighton attacker and was shown a straight red card. The referee and the VAR was spot on in this particular one, because it was a well-deserved red card for Trevor Chalobah, a professional foul, stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. Chelsea were down to 10 men. And what did Enzo Maresca did again? He takes out he takes out Estavo William, takes out Pedro Neto. The same substitute, the same thing. And that was where I begin to wonder, which means Enzo Maresca is definitely scared when his team is down to 10 men. His thinking became zero, because at that point in time, whatever he is doing is just by trial and error. But then one should have told him that the best form to defend is to attack. You don't bring out all your attacking arsenal and keep them in your drawer, thinking going forward, your defense approach, your defensive strategy will definitely work for you. But it didn't work. It didn't work. And Chelsea were punished after Danny Welbeck came in as a substitute. One man that definitely know how to score Chelsea very well. Chelsea were punished by that silly mistake, having gone down to 10 men. And we lost again at Stamford Bridge to Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-1. Tonight, so far, Chelsea have been impressive in the first half of the UEFA Champions League, keeping possession and ensuring that the back is well defended. And I think I must salute one man who have actually been doing the dirty job, talking about Moses Caicedo. Despite reported not fully fit, but still actually make the selection in this particular encounter, and has been doing very well so far in the game. And looking at how his defensive rate has been, I think I must say that Moses Caicedo has actually stamped his authority and is present is Chelsea midfield. And also one man that I must actually salute, who is actually trying to redeem his image after the Brighton and Hove Albion game over the weekend is Trevor Chalobah. In this particular game, Trevor Chalobah has been well composed. He has actually kept his focus and so far has been doing really, really well. All the team, fantastic, respect, big up. So far, everyone is playing very well and yet to see that silly mistake that will actually cost us. But then the big question is coming into the second half, do you see Chelsea slipping this lead again? Because over the weekend, we took the lead against Brighton and Hove Albion and we gave it away in the second half of the game. This is the UEFA Champions League night. Chelsea need all 3 points in this particular game. Do you see Chelsea slipping away the lead in this particular game? If you are just joining me tonight, please endeavor to click on the like button. I will appreciate it. Thank you so very much. You guys are the big deal. And also, don't forget to drop a comment to actually hear your own view in the match going on tonight. It's the UEFA Champions League night. It's Stamford Bridge. It's Benfica versus Chelsea. And other places, results at halftime shows Atletico Madrid lead Eintracht Frankfurt by 3 goals to nothing. Bodo Glimt and Tottenham Hotspur still playing goalless in Norway. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 2, Slavia Prague 0. Olympic Marseille 3, Ajax 0. And Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 4. What do you make of the halftime scoreline tonight? And who do you see going away with all 3 points in Stamford Bridge tonight? Um, like I said in my match preview prior to this particular game, uh, one manager I so love and I always appreciate him so very well is Jose Felix Mourinho. But I told him, this is Chelsea. The Chelsea you actually made, the Chelsea you turned into a monster is what you are facing today. So unfortunate, tonight we're going to win and our friendship will continue from tomorrow or immediately after the game. But tonight, like you said in your press conference, I am not a blue now. I am red because I am here for a business tomorrow. That was the word of Jose Felix Mourinho during his press conference, that tonight he is not a blue, which means professionally he was employed as a manager of Benfica. And tonight he is a blue fan, he's a red fan because of the red jersey of Benfica. So it was fun time during the press conference with Jose Felix Mourinho in that particular game. So in that particular press conference, and I told him Chelsea is going to win this one, and we just have to win this. We just have to. No mistakes coming into the second half. I think Enzo Maresca will definitely need to talk to the players to maintain their full focus, such that Chelsea can afford to make mistakes that will cost us this particular game. We can't afford to make mistakes. Definitely, we can't afford to make mistakes. If we make any mistakes and we end up losing or drawing this game, qualifying from the group stage will be very, very tough. Will be very, very tough for us, I must say. So Enzo Maresca need to talk to the players, talk to the defense line. We know we are a bit shaky, but so far tonight, the defense line have been doing excellently well. I must give them their flower tonight. They have been doing very well, but they have to maintain it. Let them not lose their focus. They should maintain their focus in this particular game. And so far, if it ends like this, Chelsea have actually climbed into the Champions League table. Chelsea will be in 17th position, and that is one of the playoff round. Okay, so while the team are preparing to be out from the dugout for the second half of the particular game, and it's kickoff already in the second half, if it ends like this, Chelsea will be in 17th position on the table, while Real Madrid sit on top with 6 points, having played 2 games, scored 7 goals, and conceded just one. And that was the 1 goal they conceded against Olympic Marseille in their first game, where they defeated Marseille by 2 goals to 1. Both goals came from the penalty spot as Kylian Mbappe converted both goals. And tonight, in the early kickoff, Kylian Mbappe got an hat-trick in Real Madrid 5-0 demolition of Kairat. And so far, I think the Golden Boot is heading towards Kylian Mbappe because so far he had 5 goals to his name. And one man also we should be watching out for scored 2 goals against Chelsea, talking about Harry Kane. And tonight already, he have actually gotten a brace. So far, Harry Kane also is on 4 goals in the UEFA Champions League uh, goal scoring chart tonight. So the second half of this particular encounter have just kicked off, and it's 2 minutes into the second half of the game as Benfica is have actually started the second half pretty well, trying to see how they will hold on play and push Chelsea backward. But we're going to see how this will play out. This 45 minutes is a make or break. Will it be a make for Chelsea or a break? Let's have the conversation going on in this particular game. It's the Champions League round 2, match day 1 is Chelsea 1, Benfica nil as the second half of this encounter just kick off. Other venue also they've returned in. They have returned into the second half of the encounter, and so far no goals have been scored yet, and the score still remain the way it was in the first half. Atletico Madrid 3, Eintracht Frankfurt nil, Bodo Glimt nil, Tottenham nil, Chelsea 1, Benfica nil, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool nil, Inter Milan 2, Slavia Prague nil, Marseille 3, Ajax nil, Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 4. So it's the UEFA Champions League night, and it's indeed going down at Stamford Bridge. That is where our main focus are in this particular game. It's Chelsea versus Benfica in Stamford Bridge. What is your thoughts going into the second half of this game? Do you see Chelsea defeating Benfica? Do you see Chelsea defeating Benfica and getting all 3 points? Or do you think coming into the second half, the Jose Mourinho factor, because Jose Mourinho is one manager that you can actually predict his tactical ability when it comes to game. You can't predict his tactical ability. And I believe the Jose Mourinho factor is one factor that Chelsea should always put into consideration and always be ready to read and determine the move the players want to make. What Jose Mourinho does is to tell the players what to do, but the actions to implement it is the players. And I want to believe Enzo Maresca have also talked to his players to always be at alert and ensure that this is how they should maintain their focus and this is how they should actually play. So is Chelsea 1, Benfica nil going into the second half of this particular game? What do you make of the game tonight? Do you see Chelsea? Do you see Chelsea taking all 3 points against Jose Mourinho Benfica? Or you think it's going to happen the other way around again? Will Chelsea still sleep just the way they have been sleeping in all other games? They slept against Manchester United, they sleep against Brighton and Hove Albion, and they sleep against Bayern Munich. They sleep against Brentford, all by our mistakes. Do you see Chelsea making some same silly mistakes tonight to cost us all 3 points? Drop your thoughts down below. Let the conversation continue from there. But as a Chelsea fan, we hope to see Chelsea make do away with all get away with all 3 points in this particular game. So far, it's over 50 minutes of play in this particular encounter. Over 50 minutes of play in this particular encounter. And it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. It's still a long night to go. And what do you make of this encounter tonight? What do you make of it? Do you see Chelsea picking all 3 points? Do you see Chelsea picking all 3 points in this particular game tonight? Drop your thought down below. The game is still going on. The game is still going on. Chelsea have started the game. Benfica came in pretty well, started the game well, but Chelsea are beginning to come back into the game to regain control of the game. As it is, as it is our tradition. So far, I think couple of games Chelsea have been playing now. Chelsea tend to always hold on to possession against opponents, and I think it's been good to see. And that actually shows that Chelsea have been playing good football a while now. But then our defense line have always been our problem. Our defense line have always been our problem. The way Chelsea set up is now, you dare not tend to play midfield game with Chelsea. If you have the wingers that can play football for you, please do it. It's an encouragement. Going through the midfield route, Chelsea will always show you strength and muscle, except a team that is well physical. Well, when I say well physical, just like our opening encounter in the Premier League this season against Crystal Palace, we saw the physicality that Crystal Palace definitely brought into. But then their physicality was not in the midfield. They were actually physical in the defense line because that was where their strength is. Talking about the presence of Maguire and other defenders there with their height very tall. They actually gave Chelsea no chance in that particular game. Chelsea lacked the cutting edge to penetrate Crystal Palace in the opening game of that Premier League. And that was how we ended that game goalless. Tonight, we are looking at the UEFA Champions League. It's Chelsea versus Benfica. Chelsea looking for a first 3 points in this season UEFA Champions League, and while Benfica also are also looking for their first 3 points. But so far, Chelsea is in front, haven't taken the lead, and currently Chelsea is actually possessing the game ahead of Benfica. That is what is actually going on now at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea is having the upper hand against Benfica. Chelsea is having the upper hand against Benfica. But then, if we look back in our matches, in our previous matches that have actually gone down, and we have lost 3 matches in a row. We lost to Bayern Munich, we lost to Manchester United, we lost to Brighton and Hove Albion. Do you see Chelsea still making that silly mistake again and slip tonight against Benfica? Do you see Chelsea making that same mistake? Please drop your thoughts down below. Let a conversation go on from there. Do you see Chelsea getting all 3 points to keep our Champions League uh, group phase round ongoing? What is your thoughts? Drop it down below. The first half of the game has been quite very tough and dicey, as 4 yellow card was actually given out in the first half of that particular game. In Chelsea, Facundo Bonanote got a yellow card, and Enzo Fernandez also saw a yellow card, while Benfica also got a yellow. I've gotten a yellow card in the second half, talking about Ricard Rios, and that was the player that actually scored the own goal, talking about Ricard Rios. And in the first half, Enzo ben, Benachia, I guess I pronounced that well, it's a Benfica player, got the yellow card. So, coming into this game, Chelsea is beginning to make the changes. At the 54th minute, Estavo William actually came in for Facundo Bonanote. Estavo William is on and Facundo Bonanote is out. I think that will actually set Chelsea into a driving seat of a sort of driving seat that we actually long to see, because one player with a very good drive when it comes to that attacking role is none other than Facundo Bonanote. It's a very excellent, is Estavo William. Very excellent and tricky player. He knows how to move with the ball, and it has a very good vision when it comes to passes. But his finishing so far is what have actually not been excellent. We saw that in the Brighton game. Created several chances, but couldn't finish the ball. And now Chelsea have made a first substitution. Facundo Bonanote is out and Gustavo William is on. And Chelsea is still on the game. Chelsea is still pressing and going forward. So, do you see Chelsea taking all 3 points tonight to get our first UEFA Champions League win in the group phase this season and keep our Champions League hope alive going? Do you see Chelsea getting all 3 points? Let me bring you up to speed with the latest score in other area, in other game that is ongoing. There have been lots of changes so far in this particular game. Atletico Madrid 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 1. Eintracht Frankfurt has actually pulled one back. Bodo Glimt have taken the lead ahead against Tottenham Hotspur. It's Bodo Glimt 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 2, Slavia Prague 0. Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0, and Paphos 1, Bayern Munich 4. Tottenham Hotspur is down. Bodo Glimt have taken the lead against the English outfit. It's Bodo Glimt have taken the lead against the English outfit. Okay, let's head back to Stamford Bridge, where our focus in so far. And so far, the score remained 1-0 in favor of Chelsea Football Club. Haven't gotten that own goal from Ricardo Rios, and Chelsea still lead 1-0 and trying to see how they can double the lead. I think what Chelsea need to do at this point in time is just to see how they will just kill the game. And how can Chelsea do that? Getting a second goal at this point in time will definitely kill the game and reduce tension and reduce pressure from the players. And that is just what Chelsea need to work on. And while they are trying to do that, pressing and pushing forward, as we are seeing now, is also ensure that the back line is well covered. The back line is well covered. So Chelsea just need to kill this game. Because if we had killed the game against Brighton in the first half, it would have been difficult for Chelsea to have lost that game, even if Trevor Chalobah went on to see red. Because letting down 2 goals, I think the players would have been very conscious that we have 2-goal lead. Let's see how we can maintain this. And that is one thing Chelsea have been lacking. Seeing out game has been very difficult. If we had actually held on our own against Brentford, haven't gotten that late goal through Moses Caicedo. I mean, at the 85th minute, Chelsea should have seen out that game with less than, let me say, plus added time, less than 10 minutes to play. Seeing out game has actually been Chelsea's problem, and the earlier we start looking in that angle, once you get the first goal, do everything you can to ensure to get the second goal to kill the game. And once the game is killed, I mean, you have actually rendered your opponent handicap and will be very difficult. So far, I love the pace at which Chelsea is actually playing this game, not giving Benfica the space, the chance to actually possess them. But then we have to do everything in our power to ensure we see out this game, because it's very, very important. We have to see out this game as quick as possible. Once the second goal come in now, once Chelsea are able to score the second goal now, believe me, it's done and dusted. It's done and dusted. Jose Mourinho will not be able to come back into this one. So far, it's still 1-0 in favor of Chelsea. It's still 1-0 in favor of Chelsea. And it's the hour mark, 60 minutes. It's the hour mark in the game. It's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. What is your thought? Do you see Chelsea picking all 3 points in this particular game tonight? Or do you still think Chelsea is going to sleep the way they slept against Brighton and Hove Albion over the weekend here in Stamford Bridge? We don't hope to see that happen again, but it's football. But what is your take and what is your thoughts in the game so far? Chelsea have made some couple of changes in order to see, just like what I was saying. Chelsea have made a couple of changes, and so far, two additional changes have been made. Joao Pedro is on for Tyreek George, and also Jimmy Gittin came in for Alejandro Garnacho. Full attacking threat, full attacking force, I must say. With these players on now, talking about Joao Pedro and Jimmy Gittins, and also Estavo William that actually came on for for Facundo Bonanote. If Chelsea can keep the tempo going just the way we have control of the game now, and get the second goal, kill the game completely, and you have rendered your opponent handicap. They will not have that strength coming forward again. Now that it's still 1-0, what Jose Mourinho have told it boys, they are just waiting to capitalize on that loophole that Chelsea will actually make for them. But so far, Chelsea have been good on the game. The possession has been good. The defense line, well composed, well focused. I so much love the way from the center circle upward and downside. I so much love the way Moses Caicedo have been everywhere, trying to ensure every dangerous tackle is being cut off. And that has been an excellent work by Moses Caicedo. And so far, Chelsea has been keeping possession, but we want to see this turn into creativity and actually kill out the game completely. That is what we are looking for. 1-0 lead is good, but then it's not guaranteed. When you are leading 1-0, it's definitely good because there is hope that, okay, should it end like this, we have won. But 1-0 is not a guarantee, not until the final whistle sound. So what should Chelsea do? We need to kill this game now. And with the attacking strength that have actually comes in, talking about Estavo William, Joao Pedro, and Jimmy Gittins, I think Chelsea should have a good run now over the Benfica defense line, trying to ensure that the game is actually killed as fast as possible. Joao Pedro, I've seen, I've just seen a yellow card coming in not quite long. It came in the 64th first minute, and in the 62nd minute, Joao Pedro have been yellow carded. So the game is still going on, and Chelsea still in control. It's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Who do you think will take the day, and who will come out with all 3 points? Drop your thoughts down below. Let the conversation continue from there. Good to see you guys hanging around tonight. I really much appreciate it. But your comments will be very much good. And also, one thing that will keep me going and much appreciated is when you click on the subscribe button, and that will actually give me that encouragement to keep going. Don't forget to like also the stream. I mean, trying to bring you up to speed with the latest in live games if you are not opportune to be where the match is being seen. So far, the scoreline in other area remains Atletico Madrid 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Bodo Glimt 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Chelsea 1, Benfica 0, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague 0. Inter Milan have just added another goal. It's now 3-0 against Slavia Prague. Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0, while Paphos 1, Bayern Munich 5. Michael Olise have been added to the score sheet for FC Bayern Munich. Michael Olise gotten the 5th goal for FC Bayern Munich. Harry Kane have gotten a brace. Nicholas Jackson also in the score sheet. So far, it's still Bodo Glimt have doubled the lead against Tottenham Hotspur, the English outfit. Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. I don't think Thomas Frank will be happy with what his players are definitely doing tonight. I don't think he will be happy. Atletico Madrid also have added to their score sheet, and it's now 4-1 in favor of Atletico Madrid. It's 4-1 in favor of Atletico Madrid. 4-1. Okay, let's head over to Stamford Bridge, where our focus has been. It's still 1-0 in favor of Chelsea, as also in the 63rd minute, Frederick Alsones of Benfica have also been shown a yellow card. But Chelsea still in control of the game, keeping possession, but yet no cutting edge, no creativity in order to actually seal the game completely. But Chelsea still in control of the game. And we hope to see Chelsea completely finish the game before the 85th minute. Atletico Madrid fourth goal did not stand. It has been called off by the VAR. So the goal remains 3-1 in favor of Atletico Madrid in Spain against Eintracht Frankfurt. The fourth goal did not actually stand. So far in the Chelsea game, Chelsea still maintains possession as both sides have actually played their second corner in this particular game. Yellow card apiece, 3 yellow cards for each. Shots. Chelsea have had 7 shot attempts on goal, while Benfica 4. Shot attempt is now 2-2 on goal for both sides. I think Chelsea is now beginning to have some creativity coming in. If you remember, the first half ended with shot attempt on goal in favor of Benfica. But now Chelsea have had 7 shot attempts at goal, but only 2 shots on target, while Benfica 4 shot attempts, 4 attempts on goal, only 2 shots on target, but yet to get the goal. Off target is 4 for Chelsea, 2 for Benfica, and 1 block shot. Good. 64 ball possession for Chelsea and 36 for Benfica, as Chelsea is still holding on 1-0 at Stamford Bridge against their former boss, against one man who happened to be one of the greatest manager in Stamford Bridge, talking about Jose Felix Mourinho. Thank you for just passing by. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please just endeavor to click on the like button just for an encouragement. I will appreciate it with the whole of my heart. Thank you so very much. So it's the UEFA Champions League night. It's Chelsea versus Benfica in Stamford Bridge, as the scoreline still remains 1-0 in favor of Chelsea. All Chelsea need to do at this point in time is to kill out the game. And when I say kill out game, it's just to get the second goal. And once you get the second goal, and once Chelsea are able to get the second goal, the game is gone. Chelsea have sealed the game, and that is what we are actually waiting for. So far, Chelsea have been in total control of the game, keeping Jose Mourinho's side at bay to ensure that they don't have that attacking threat coming forward, and try to ensure that they cut every possible loophole for a counter attack, because that is what Jose Mourinho and his boys are currently looking to explore should they have such opportunity. But so far in this game, Chelsea have added good. Chelsea have added good. Chelsea have added good. The defense line well composed, and they have been doing things excellently well so far. 70 minutes on the clock, and it's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Let's head over to other arena to see what is going on. Tottenham Hotspur are back into the game as Bodo Glimt leads 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, with less than 20 minutes to play in that particular encounter. Atletico Madrid finally have gotten the fourth goal. It's Atletico Madrid 4, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Chelsea 1, Benfica 0, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, Inter Milan 3, Slava Prague 0, Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0, Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 5. That is how the scoreline stands so far after 70 minutes of play on the clock. Let's switch our focus back to Stamford Bridge, where we have been looking at the live stream between Chelsea versus Benfica. And so far, Chelsea keeping possession of the game, leading 1-0, but still trying to find the cutting edge to get the second goal, as Jose Mourinho Benfica are still proving very stubborn at the back line. I mean, they have been doing everything possible to defend very well. I must give them credit for that, trying to keep Chelsea out in this particular one. But so far, it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. And with less than 20 minutes of play in the regulation time, do you see Chelsea taking all 3 points tonight? Or do you think Chelsea is still going to make the mistake they are used to? They made the mistake against Bayern Munich. They made the mistake against Manchester United. And they made the mistake against Brighton and Hove Albion. Do you see Chelsea making the same mistake? Or Chelsea will go on to win this one? In my preview, like I said, if not for the Jose Mourinho factor, I said that. If not for the Jose Mourinho factor, I would have said Chelsea will win 3-1. But I end up predicting Chelsea to win by 2-1. And so far, it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. With this, our defense line, Badachile and Trevor Chalobah not doing bad at all so far. And I think, I want to believe, if it ends up this way, kudos to the defense line, I must actually say, because they have actually given their all, and which they are still doing. Though there is still time left to play, with plenty of minutes left to play in this particular encounter, less than 20 minutes to play in this particular encounter is plenty minutes of time when it comes to football. Plenty minutes of time when it comes to football. So, do you see Chelsea faking this? Chelsea get their third corner in this particular encounter. So, it's Chelsea still leading by 3-1. It's Chelsea still leading by a goal to nothing. And in corner kick, Chelsea lead Benfica 3-2. That is what I meant to say earlier. So, it's still Chelsea leading through an own goal of Benfica midfielder, talking about Rios. But the score still remains Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. What is your take? What is your take in the remaining minutes left to play? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points in this particular game? Do you see Chelsea going away with all 3 points in this particular game? Your thought is as good as mine. So, as Chelsea keep pressing and trying to find out and trying to create that cutting edge to get the second goal, which we hope to see. It's been fun. It's been very nice when Joao Pedro and Estavo Willian actually came on. It has added more threats to the Chelsea front line and has actually kept the Benfica defenders at bay, not giving them that room to actually add to their attack line for a counter. And it has been very, very good to see the way Chelsea play tonight. I mean, it's very, very good to see. But so far, what Chelsea need at this point is that killer instinct. Just get that killer goal and end it, and that will seal the game. But as it stands, it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Now let's head over to other arena to see if there is any update coming up from there. The score still remain Atletico Madrid 4, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Chelsea 1, Benfica nil, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool nil, Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague nil, Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax nil, Pafos 1, FC Bayern Munich 5. Should Liverpool lose against Galatasaray tonight, this will be their second loss in a row since Arne Slot actually took over charge of Liverpool, took over the reign as Liverpool manager. They lost over the weekend in their Premier League game with 6 to Crystal Palace. I mean, Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have been doing excellently well under Oliver Glasner as the manager. And I think so far, Crystal Palace, talking about Crystal Palace, Oliver Glasner have set a new record in the club. 18 matches unbeaten. And in those 18 matches, they have played Chelsea, they have played Manchester City, they have played Liverpool, they have played Manchester United. And in those 18 matches, They defeated Manchester City in the FA Cup final to lift the trophy and went on to defeat Liverpool in the Community Shield. And they still remain unbeaten in 18 matches under Oliver Glasner. I think it has been a good one. And tonight, Liverpool are still trailing Galatasaray by a goal to nil, by a goal to nothing at Istanbul. And we hope to see if they can be able to get an equalizing goal from that particular game. But so far, uh, and a slot, talking about the Liverpool manager, have actually made 5 changes. His changes is complete. And his slot have actually made 5 changes. Mo Salah is on for Gakpo. Alexander Isak came on. Gravenberch out. Bradley is on. Frimpong is out. McAllister is on. Ugo Ekitike is out. Mamadashvili is on. Addison is out. Talking about the goalkeeper. It seems Addison actually got injured in that particular game in the 58th minute. But as it stands, all Liverpool attacking force, of attacking prowess have actually come in. Talking about the like of Mo Salah, Alexander Isak, McAllister, they are all on now in the pitch. And Galatasaray still lead by 1-0. Let's head over to Stamford Bridge, where our focus have been. Chelsea still lead 1-0. Chelsea still lead 1-0 with ball possession, with maintaining ball possession and keeping the Benfica defense line at bay. If you look at the statistic, Chelsea possessed the ball at 62% and 38% for Benfica. Completed passes. Passes so far. Chelsea have had 450 passes, while Benfica have 292. Pass success. Chelsea had 90% pass success, and Benfica 82% pass success. Chelsea have actually been in possession of the game and been holding on play ever since taking the lead. And they've not allowed Benfica to actually play the game. It's obvious for everyone to see that Benfica, even though Jose Mourinho actually said it in his press conference, what they have come to do is to defend and win. That is what they have actually come to do. And we are actually seeing that playing out. Benfica side have been more sitting deep, hoping to get that singular opportunity to definitely counter Chelsea. But so far, Chelsea have been in control of the game. And the defense line tonight has been top notch. I actually salute them for actually keeping their composure. But then it's not yet over. It's not over yet. They still have lots of work to do with less than 10 minutes of play in this encounter. So it's Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. 80 minutes of play on the clock as Chelsea is still looking for their second goal in order to kill out the game. And that is what Chelsea are actually looking for. So far, the team have not been playing badly, and the link-up play between the attack line, talking about Joao Pedro and Gustavo William, and also with what Enzo Fernandez have been doing, trying to maintain play, trying to keep the possession and maintain play for Chelsea, have been excellent. Tonight, the players have been doing very well, and the defense line have actually maintained their focus. That has been my key. That have been one key interest for me. It has actually been one key interest for me talking about the defense line. And so far, the defense line have actually been alive to the task, and everyone have been on their toe doing very well. Let's head over to Metropolitan Stadium in Spain as Atletico Madrid have actually added to their score. It's Atletico Madrid 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 1. And what that simply means, Atletico Madrid have scored 10 goals in 2 games, As over the weekend in the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid defeated Real Madrid by 5 goals to 2. And in the UEFA Champions League match day one, round two game, Atletico Madrid defeating Eintracht Frankfurt by 5 goals to 1. Atletico Madrid have scored 10 goals in 2 games. 10 goals in 2 games. That's awesome. It shows the front line of Atletico Madrid are really very, very prolific, scoring goals for fun. Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Tottenham Hotspur still looking for an equalizing goal. Yeah. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Liverpool still trail Galatasaray by the goal scored by Victor Osimhen from the penalty spot. And Inter Milan still leading Slavia Prague by 3 goals to 0. Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0. Pafos 1, FC Bayern Munich 5. That is how the game has gone all through. And that is how the game is going so far. And it's about 85 minutes of play on the clock as the scoreline still remains as it is. So with less than 5 minutes of play into regulation time, I think one can confidently say Chelsea have everything going their way to pick all 3 points if they didn't sleep in the final minutes, because they have to maintain this focus and also keep their concentration level very high in order to pick all 3 points. But as it is Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Let's see if Benfica have actually had one good run in the game, but then Chelsea defense line was actually equal to the task to deal with that threat. So, what do you make of the game so far? Do you think Chelsea have been very impressive, leading Benfica 1 goal to 0? Do you think Chelsea have been very, very impressive? And who actually impressed you tonight? Haven't looked at the game the way it's going. Because the way I'm seeing it, every player have been doing excellently well. From the goalkeeper, talking about Robert Sanchez, Trevor Chalobah, Badiachile, Marc Cucurella, Moses Caicedo, the engine room, and also Enzo Fernandez that captained the team. I mean, Enzo Fernandez have been doing excellently well. Pedro Neto up front also have been a threat, a very huge threat to the Benfica defense line. And it was actually his threat, his brilliance, that actually got us that goal, that was own goal from the Benfica player. So, who have actually impressed you the most? Who have actually impressed you the most? Is it Trevor Chalobah uh, who is trying to redeem his image after that blunder against Brighton, or is it Moses Caicedo who have actually impressed you the more in this Chelsea game tonight? As Chelsea still lead by 1 goal to 0. Chelsea still lead by 1 goal to 0. So let's head over to other arena and let me bring you up to speed with the score line as it is. And the score line still remains just the way it is. Atletico Madrid 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham 1, Chelsea 1, Benfica 0, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague 0, Olympic Marseille 4, and Pafos 1. Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0, Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 5. Now over to Stamford Bridge, where we are actually getting down into regulation time. Benfica have been trying to push forward a bit this late minute, and that is where I say the Chelsea have to maintain their focus. If they do, I mean, it will be that the defenders were very equal to the task. But Benfica now are trying to push out and actually give Chelsea a run for their money and to see if they can actually get a point away from this particular game. And that is what is looking like in this late minute of the game. But I want to believe Chelsea defense line now, this is where they will be called to action to actually maintain their focus, keep their concentration level very high in order not to make mistakes. Jose Mourinho at this point will actually tell the boys, go all out. We have nothing to lose. It's either we get an equalizing goal and let the game end draw, or we go down to 2-0. Jose Mourinho is actually very capable of saying that to his boys. A point here will be very huge for Benfica, having also lost their first game. But then it's up to Chelsea to actually keep their focus, maintain their concentration level very high. And this is why I was actually saying earlier that what Chelsea needed to do is that we should learn to kill out game early to avoid this kind of pressure in the dying minute of the game because it's not really good. It's not really good. If we look at what is going on now, then in 2013, when we played them in the Europa final, it wasn't Mourinho that was in charge. It wasn't Mourinho that was in charge of Benfica, but this was exactly what happened. Chelsea took an early lead in that encounter through uh, um, Fernando Torres. And in the 88th minute, Benfica equalized before Branislav Ivanovic gave us the winner in the 90th minute. And look at the pressure that Benfica is mounting now at this late minute. I want to believe Chelsea defense line should maintain their focus, keep their concentration level high at this point in time, because now is almost an injury time in the game. It's a make or break. Can Chelsea defense line maintain what they have maintain their focus, which they have actually kept from the beginning of the game? Maintain it high. Just hold on to this lead since it looks like we can no longer get the second goal because Benfica are now coming out trying to see if they can get a point out of this particular game. Can Chelsea go on to win this game? Can Chelsea go on to hold on to this lead and get all 3 points? Because it's actually getting interesting here in Stamford Bridge as Benfica are now coming out to actually see what they will do. And Benfica making substitution in the 90th minute. I think it's a good one. I think they have to kill the time by themselves as Chelsea will be waiting to see if Chelsea will be looking at the clock now to know how many minutes will be added to the encounter. So far, the way it is, in other arena, there is update. There is update. Yeah, Atletico Madrid is 5, at Frankfurt 1, Bodo Glimt 2, as Tottenham Hotspur have gotten a late equalizer in Norway. Is Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague 0. Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0. Pafos 1, and FC Bayern Munich 5. What do you make of the Liverpool game? Should Liverpool end up losing this game 1-0, do you think crisis will begin to creep in an slot team? Haven't spent over 500 million euro this season, but yet last match they lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace, and today they are losing to Galatasaray in Turkey in the UEFA Champions League match day 1, round 2. They won their first game against FC Napoli, and that gives them the 3 points currently they are having. So, do you see Liverpool getting any equalizer here to level up, just to take a point from Turkey? So let's head over to Stamford Bridge, where our focus have been. It has been an interesting game all night. I mean, the last 5 minutes of this game has not been easy. Benfica has been coming all out blazing to see if they can get something. And like I said earlier, this is where Chelsea defense line have to be very focused. Maintain focus, keep your concentration high, Because at this point, this is what Jose Mourinho can definitely do in a game. He will tell his players, go all out. Now we have nothing to lose. All you just need to do is either we get the equalizing goal or we go down to 2-0 because Chelsea failed to actually kill out the game. If we have gotten the second goal, I don't think this pressure would have mounted up like this in this late minute of the game. It's 6 minutes added into the clock, and already 2 minutes is gone out of the 6 minutes of added time. And so far, I must give kudos to Chelsea defense line that have been very up and doing with their concentration level very high, but it has not been easy because the Benfica team has been coming out blazing in this particular one. And Chelsea still lead 1-0. 6 minutes added on to the game, and 3 minutes of the 6 minutes is already gone as Chelsea are looking on to their first UEFA Champions League win this season in order to secure all 3 points. And in other venue, Atletico Madrid versus Eintracht Frankfurt have ended and it's 5-1. And Tottenham Hotspur versus Bodo Glimt is still 2-2. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague 0. Olympique Marseille 4, Ajax 0. Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 5. Let's head over to Stamford Bridge where it's actually getting tough. At this time, Chelsea fans, everybody, we are looking at the clock because the players have actually hold on play. The defenders have been up and doing, and this is not the time to actually lose focus. And like I said, the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and the added time into this game, Benfica has been coming out blazing with full force of attack to actually see if they can get something out of this particular game. But so far, Chelsea defense line have been equal to the task. They have been up to it, fully focused. Their concentration level have been high, and it's still Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. 94 minutes gone already. 4 out of the 6 minutes have been played, and Chelsea still lead Benfica by a goal to nothing. I mean, the last minute of this game, the last 5 minutes of this game, I've seen Chelsea under immense pressure. But the good thing there is the defense line have been definitely equal to the task and they've actually done excellently well tonight. All they just need to do is to hold on for the next 1 minute as it will soon be full time at Stamford Bridge. So far, Chelsea lead Benfica by 1-0 and Chelsea is looking like Chelsea have gotten all 3 points in this particular encounter with less than 50 seconds to play in this particular game. Do you see Chelsea slipping from this game? I mean, it's been an interesting game, watching from the blast of the whistle. What we have actually need to do is to learn how to kill out game on time. We should learn how to kill out game. Like I said earlier, if we have gotten the second goal earlier, if we have gotten the second goal, I think Chelsea would have seen this game out and this pressure wouldn't have been mounted this much in this late minute of the game. So it's about to end as the center referee is looking at his clock. 6 minutes of play is gone. 6 minutes added time is completed, and Chelsea will be looking to sing a song of victory in Stamford Bridge as the fans are already cheering and raring to go. Chelsea about securing their first UEFA Champions League win of the season. So it's now down to the referee. It's 96 minutes on the clock, and of the 6 minute added time is gone, and Chelsea also are still holding on, not giving up at this particular point. The defense line, I must give credit to everyone in the team. It has been interesting. Good to see everyone hold up play in this particular game, I must say. But then it has not been an easy one as Benfica came out in the last 5 minutes of the game with 6 minutes added time to the game, Benfica came out really much blazing to see if they could actually get something. But then in this particular one, I think it's now Chelsea that have actually carried the day. It's the referee we are looking at now to actually end the game at Stamford Bridge. A red card has been shown for a second yellow card on Joao Pedro. Dangerous play from Joao Pedro in the 9 minutes of the game. Why would Joao Pedro actually do that? Why? You came in the 61st minute. In the 62nd minute, you got a yellow card. And in the 90th plus 6 minute, you got a second yellow. And that sends Joao Pedro off. But then Chelsea went on to defeat Benfica by 1-0. An own goal from Ricardo Rios was what was just enough for Chelsea to get all 3 points and get their Champions League season going. So it ended at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea won, Benfica nil. But then a couple of players just need to be given that desired credit. Robert Sanchez, excellent goalkeeping tonight. I mean, it was good to see Sanchez pull off some couple of saves in this particular game. And in the defense line, I must say, Trevor Chalobah, one man that actually stand out in the defense line, gave his best just to redeem his image after that blunder against Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, he was actually brilliant in this particular game tonight. Also, Badiashile coming into the game after injury also had a very fantastic game. It was good to see Marc Cucurella ever present in that left back position. And the midfield general, talking about Moses Caicedo, it was good to see. Excellent work in the midfield. And also Enzo Fernandez. All of those players did very, very well. No, not to talk about Pedro Neto, who have been a monster defending, troubling the defense line of Benfica. And it ended Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. And Chelsea have secured all 3 points in this season UEFA Champions League. Okay, and over to all other arena, and let's take a look at the results of all the UEFA Champions League matches that was played tonight. Early kickoff saw Atlanta defeated Club Brugge by 2-1. Real Madrid went away to defeat Kairat Armenia at Armenia by 5-0. Atletico Madrid 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 1. Tottenham traveled to Norway to play 2-2 draw with Bodo Glimt. Chelsea defeated Benfica 1-0 as Joao Pedro saw a late minute red card. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, but that game is yet to be decided because they still have a couple of minutes to play. Inter Milan 3, Slava Prague 0, Olympic Marseille 4, Ajax 0, Pafos 1, FC Bayern Munich 5. So all the game in other arena have actually ended except the Liverpool game a bit late. They still have 2 minutes of play into that game. And the difference still remains the goal scored by Victor Osimhen from the penalty kick to actually give Benfica the lead in that particular encounter. So as it stands, it's Galatasaray 1 and Liverpool 0 with less than 1 minute to play in the 8-minute added time in the clock. I mean, it has been a good one for Liverpool in this particular game, but the defense line of Galatasaray, I think they have been excellent, and that is why they have actually kept the Liverpool side at bay. They have actually defended very, very well. Looking at what have actually gone down, they have actually defended very, very well, I must actually say. So it's about to end. It's about to end. Less than a minute to play in the game. It's Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, and Victor Osimhen goal was just enough to make the difference in that particular encounter for Galatasaray. And soon the referee will actually end the whistle, will actually sound the whistle, and it will be game over. And that means Liverpool and the slot have lost 2 games in a row. They lost over the weekend to Crystal Palace in the league, and also about to lose this one in the Champions League to Galatasaray in Istanbul. And it has ended in Turkey. Is Galatasaray 1 and Liverpool nil. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool nil. After match day 1 of the UEFA Champions League, let's take a look at the standing after some clubs have actually played. Bayern Munich now top the league. Having played 2 and won 2, they've scored 8, conceded 2, meaning goal for is 8, and that is what have kept them on top. Goal for is 6, but goal for is 8, while Real Madrid goal for is 7. So Bayern sits top with 6 points after 2 games. Real Madrid 6 points after 2 games. Inter Milan 6 points after 2 games. Tottenham Hotspur 4 points after 2 games on 4th position. PSG 3 points. PSG 3 points after just 1 game, and they play tomorrow against FC Barcelona. Atletico Madrid sit 8th with 3 points after 2 games, with lots of goal to their favor. They actually scored 5 tonight, and that is what have pushed them up front. In 6th position. In 7th position is Olympic Marseille. Also, goals have pushed them up. Marseille now sit in 7th position with 3 points. Sporting, 3 points in 8th position. In 9th position is Club Brugge with 3 points. Union Saint-Gilloise in 10th position with 3 points after just a single game. And Chelsea is up. Chelsea is up in 18th position, having played 2 and won 1. They have scored just 1 goal and have a goal difference of -1. So far, that is how it ended in the UEFA Champions League tonight. Chelsea have secured their first win in the UEFA Champions League, and that has actually kept the UEFA Champions League hope alive. And Chelsea next match in the UEFA Champions League will see And Chelsea next match in the UEFA Champions League will see Chelsea travel to. Okay, Chelsea will still host Ajax at home in their next UEFA Champions League game. And I think that will be an interesting one for Chelsea also to get all 3 points and climb up on the table. So it has been an interesting night of UEFA Champions League football as Chelsea defeated Jose Mourinho Benfica by 1-0 to secure their first win in the UEFA Champions League. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow in the game between PSG versus FC Barcelona. Thank you very much for watching and catch you guys. Bye.